guys, so today we're going to be discussing this lady and her content. A very good while ago, somebody suggested in the comment section of one of my videos that I take a look at her content, and I did finally, and we are here. I want to say a shout out to you, whoever you are that requested this. I'm so sorry that I cannot appropriately give you a shout out and call your name. That's because I did not even take a screenshot of a comment. I just saw the name African Hippie like you requested, and I locked it here, and I did, and you are right. I looked at her content, and we do need to talk about it. And I'm going to be making this video into two parts because we do have a lot to look at and talk about, and I don't want the video to be too long. So this is part one, expect part two. Whilst looking into her content, something crazy happened. I found out that I covered her husband 4 months ago.
So as an American who has been staying in Kenya for a few weeks, here's some of the biggest culture shocks that I've experienced so far. All of the houses and buildings are made of concrete, and all of the doors are made of steel. Oh, you gotta go to the bathroom? Just pop and squat. Now, windows are luxury. Having an opening that has screens to keep bugs out is all you need. Now, I'm not going to complain because air conditioning is also a luxury that most people don't have here, and that is allowing the air to come in and cool me off from this 90-degree weather. Ketchup is for bougie people. In Kenya, it doesn't have to be luxurious. It just has to work.
First of all, every Kenyan watching this video knows that you're lying.
Second of all, what culture shock are you talking about? Where is the culture? Because as far as I'm concerned, there's no Kenyan's culture that looks anything like what you've just described. As a matter of fact, what you've just described is nothing but a byproduct of colonialism, and you have it in America as well.
California sure does have a homeless problem.
If America looks like this, why are you shocked in Kenya?
And secondly, these are called culture shock videos that I'm making. If I'm going to go around showing everything that they have in common with us, and I consider that shocking, well, that's kind of insulting to them.
If we are to talk about culture shock, I thought this is the type of stuff that would make you shocked, not the stuff you have in your own country. Don't do that.
At the time, I did not even know who she was. I didn't, the connection just wasn't there. But it's just crazy that I covered her husband and now I'm covering her, and not for positive reasons. It's insane. This right here is a clear example as to why we should not generalize on a whole group of people after meeting just one of them. Why you should not meet an African person or an African American person or a Caribbean person, and after encountering just that one, you conclude and say all of them from that category feel, think, and believe and have the same opinions. This right here is an example why we should stop doing that. Because I, as an African, as well as tons of other Africans, don't feel this way. No, we don't. 1 or 2 or 10 or 100 don't speak for the mass majority of billions. And it's insane how after everything that she did, she was touching her head at the end. Touching her head for who to use common sense? Also you. This right here is why brothers and sisters from diaspora are talking about how we don't claim them as Africans. Because we have 1 or 2 10 lost ships roaming around talking about how white people are more African than Africans. Like, you don't even know what it means to be African, and you want to tell people who's African and who's not. It's in the genes, man. It's in your ancestry. Like, we don't already have enough problems as it is. Now we have people that are married to white people that are obviously lost in the sauce, causing more issues and creating more divide. I'm tired of this.
Nationality for the descendants of colonizers is an institutional technicality implemented by a colonial system that no indigenous people agreed to.
They already want to get rid of us. They don't want us here. And these people are slowly claiming African, and you are encouraging them.
Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening.
See, if you're an African out there and you do this, please stop. Just stop. If you don't know what it takes to be an African, you should be ashamed of yourself, first of all. Then secondly, go learn what it means to be African. Can I be Asian because I was born in Asia? Can I be European because I was born in Europe? Like, it's obvious she doesn't even understand how detrimental and dangerous this is to us African people all over the world. Like, these people have erased our history. The history that's left is whitewashed. Now they want to be African. It's Egypt happening all over again in real time 2022, but only this time we have lost ships co-signing it. Now, circling back to how she called a white man an African American because one, she already considers him to be African because he was born on the continent, and now because he's an American, that makes him African American. First of all, she has to educate herself on who actually is an African American, but I doubt she's ever going to do that because it's obvious that she's doing this to piss African American people off, which is very annoying and aggravating. I mainly make videos to call out white people's BS, but somehow she pisses me off more than they do. If white people can now claim to be African Americans, do you know how dangerous that is for actual African Americans? That would mean that a white person can claim benefits that actually belong to African Americans. So this whole madness is dangerous on a very, very great scale. Now, we can't even have our own spaces and titles. Now, white people can come in. Second of all, Elon Musk, a colonizer. You choose to start fights with your own people, contribute to divide in the community because of a colonizer. A colonizer that got his wealth from money that was gotten through apartheid in South Africa. I am tired of, like when you go into this lady's comment section, it's very obvious who she's pandering to.
What's your favorite name to call white people?
Oh, that's super easy. Family. Just like every other race out there. So fuck racism and fuck all you racist motherfuckers too.
Family. I'm sure white people feel the exact same way towards us. You know, as a matter of fact, there is a white man I want you guys to see from South Africa. He definitely thinks we are family too.
Send it to the folks as well. Okay. Yes? What do you want to see more?
Love thy neighbors a food sekaka. Send us an address.
I don't hate white people. I don't have the time nor the energy to expend hating them, but I know who my family is. I'm not one to tell people how they should identify or if they should claim their Africanness. Like, honestly, do you? You are still a brother and a sister. I really do not even care. But what I care about is people that are going to be calling people who are not African. I care about that. But if you are a black person and you do not consider yourself to be African, trust me, you are still a brother. It doesn't matter to me. I'm saying this because I do not want you to think that the next clip that's going to come on is me forcing an identity on you. But I do want to share the clip anyways.
I am not African American. I am a black American.
Ilo Zumba. Ilo Zumba. Ilo Zumba. How many times did I call you? 3 times. Ilo Zumba, my brother. Listen to me very well. A Bengal tiger born in China is a Bengal tiger. Born in India, it's a Bengal tiger. In Russia, it's a Bengal tiger. In North America, it's a Bengal tiger. In Africa, it's a Bengal tiger. You are a Bengal tiger, my brother. But now, because you are born in North America, you come here and you say, me, I'm not a Bengal tiger. Me, I'm a jaguar. Okay, Mr. Jaguar, let me address you. Here you are, disproving our idiom in Africa where we say gray hair is a sign of wisdom. Maybe you dyed your hair now, Ilo Zumba, but you are embarrassing us. Why are you saying this thing before the people? At least if we're doing this in the barbecue, you know, with Danny and them, it wouldn't be a problem. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Listen, my brother, you cannot escape being a Bengal tiger because this world will remind you of being a Bengal tiger. I've heard some brothers and sisters as well in the diaspora, like in the United Kingdom, because now they drink high tea and eat sandwiches with the crust cut off, saying, me, I'm a British citizen, I'm not an African. Ikechuku, we know you. I will call your name on the London Bridge. We know you now. Why are you denying us? Because now we're sitting here drinking curry. Now you are eating, what is that thing, fish and chips in the UK. Now you think you are better than us. Don't do these things, guys, now. You are embarrassing us. We are trying to create a seamless way that we as Africans, wherever we are brothers. But you keep denying us. Aye, man, guys, no, don't do this. You are an African. You are a Bengal tiger wherever you go. Have a lovely day, my brother.
The point is, we as Africans, dear brothers and sisters in the diaspora, we claim you and we love you. Whether or not you identify as African, it doesn't matter. In our eyes, we see you as African. It's just natural that we see you that way. Do not feel like we're trying to force an identity on you. It's just how if I think of you, I think of an African too. I'm not going to say it because I do not want you to feel like I'm forcing an identity on you, but in my mind, I feel that way, you get. And I respect how you identify, but this is how we feel deep down, really. This is how we feel. And the strays, they don't speak for us.
What has color got to do with being African? A nationality is not a skin tone. Being black is not being African. Educate yourself.
After making the connection between her and her husband, I'm not surprised by her actions. I mean, I'm disappointed, yes, but not surprised. I mean, she's a grown-ass woman who let her grown-ass husband cheat on her country like that, knowing fully well that the image he was projecting to the rest of the world does not represent the whole of Kenya. I've not even been to Kenya, and I know that that doesn't represent the whole of Kenya.
There was a time I thought to myself, why does African hippie get mad about these conversations? And now I know, because y'all are really not ready for this conversation. Ma'am, I said a white African who immigrated to America is more African American than you will ever be. And y'all try so hard to be African. Problem is, African people don't even like us for real.
Shut up! This. And we need to never stop saying it. Because as the years go by, they rewrite this into our history. And then our children and children's children are learning nonsense. 1, this is very dangerous to Africans in Africa. He is South African by colonial default, just like every other race in Africa. And that goes for America too. The only Americans are the Native Americans. They are the only Americans. Europeans disguising themselves as Americans doesn't make them American because they do not belong to an ethnic group native to America. Just like the Europeans in Africa do not belong to an ethnic group native to Africa. Hard on the native. This goes for the Asians in Africa. They are not Africans. They do not belong to an ethnic group native to Africa. If we can respect that about animals, why can we not respect it with people? Then there's also African Americans. This is destructive to the African American collective. Their story, what happened to our ancestors when they were taken from Africa and taken to the Americas, including our African people who explored the Americas and happened to be in the situation where now they are being enslaved in America. Those too are our African brothers and sisters. Why? Because they all belong to an ethnic group that is native to where? Africa. For as long as you do not belong to an ethnic group that is native to that specific continent, you cannot be regarded as a person of that continent. It's time we put our foot down and stop allowing them to do this, because this becomes a rewriting of our history later on. And our children start learning this garbage. It is triggering, it is gaslighting, and it is detrimental to who becomes and who is named and who belongs to that specific continent. Because later on, our children will be trying to figure things out and be just as confused as we are about North Africa. Because right now, you don't understand what North Africa wants to be. You're not sure if it's African or if it's European. We all know the truth that it is stolen land. And no matter how much they bring up their proof of their DNA, I am native to who, we also know that those DNA tests don't date back to 10,000 years ago. Because we are very aware it wasn't just the Europeans who came in and destructed us. There are many different races who were in Africa way before them, destructing us and rewriting our history. Elon Musk is not African American, and he has made that clear himself. Him, Charlize Theron, South Africans by colonial default. Period.